sure to follow us on Instagram at KBLA 1580.
Follow the leader.
Are you ready?
The station leading the way with exclusive interviews,
Follow the leader.
stimulating conversation, and intellectual discourse that empowers, enlightens, and informs.
Follow the leader.
Follow the leader at KBLA 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Keep following the leader.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
Hey, so I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light, see the light.
It's time. It is time. It is time. Come on in the room. It is time for Therapy Thursday. Are you guys excited? Are y'all ready for this? Are you excited? I've missed you all so much, and I do want to just thank everybody for all of the love just that has been shown to my beautiful wife and I as we have welcomed our third and final child into the world, Josiah Zion Flowers. Your comments, DMs, emails, all of it, we're just so thankful, and I'm glad to be back to serve you for this Therapy Thursday, and also a brand new sermon series entitled Love Is, launching on Sunday. We're going to talk about that on Sunday. It's not what you think. So I'm just so excited. You know how I like to do. Can we start like a love thread? Tag somebody up and down the chat. Let them know I see you. I am so proud of you. Even Memorial Day weekend approaching, you are being intentional with your healing, intentional with therapy. Just tag somebody. I'm proud of you. I see you showing up for healing and spiritual growth. Welcome, 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 welcome. I'm not going to be before you long, but there has been something that has been beating on my heart that I want to share with you. I first want you to know, here at our local church and our ministry, we do both. like we do both. On Sunday, you're gonna get that word, that rhema, that logo sound doctrine, and on Thursday, we're giving you therapy. We're giving you therapy because on Sunday, by God's grace, I'm speaking to your destiny. But on Thursday, we're speaking to your history. And for many of us, what has happened to where it is hard for us to be able to discern the voice of God is because I can't hear the voice of God in forward instruction. when I'm still wounded from former devastation. This is what God burdened me with at the end of 2021 when he was like, okay, I need you to do Therapy Thursday because a lot of my children, they cannot hear my forward instruction due to former devastation, due to trauma, due to pain. They can't love their neighbor as they love themselves because they don't love themselves. Help my children heal on the inside. And so I rendered God my yes, and just what God has been doing with Therapy Thursday week after week is absolutely amazing. So I want to get to work, and I want to start by this particular statement. New seasons are going to require a new level of emotional intelligence, thinking, and maturity. Please hear me. Where God is about to take you, the rooms that you're about to be in, the opportunities that you're about to have, your new season is going to require a new level of emotional intelligence, maturity, and thinking. You need a different level of maturity in the palace than what you had in the pasture. You need a new level of thinking because poor emotional intelligence in the pasture might cost you sheep. But poor emotional intelligence and thinking in the palace will cost you favor. I need to say it one more time. Poor emotional intelligence and thinking in the pasture can cost you sheep. But poor emotional intelligence and thinking in the palace can cost you favor. Come here. Let me give you Bible. David was in the pasture, anointed to be king while Israel still had a king. That's a whole word in itself. I don't have time to bother that. In the pasture, he is being trained for Goliath. That bear, that was practice. That lion that you killed, that you defeated to take your sheep back, that was practice for Goliath. And if you study the life of King David, if you really just do an overall synopsis of King David's life, you will discover that you really don't hear about any great victories or great exploits after Bathsheba. Study it. Study his life. You really don't hear about a lot of monumental victories in King David's life after Bathsheba. Because the level of thinking that you had in the pasture, like in one season of David's life, he was thinking about God. He was thinking about God getting glorified. And since he was thinking about God, he was allowed to use the sword of Goliath to chop off his head. But in the next season, in the palace, when he wasn't thinking about God, but he was just thinking about Bathsheba.
Listen, I know my people be like, Zoe is not religious. Why does he play these religious clips? Zoe's not a Christian. Zoe's not a Buddhist. Zoe's not a Muslim. Zoe's not a Hindu. Why is Zoe playing this stuff? Because wisdom can be found everywhere. And if you read in just one book, you missing the glory of God, which is to be found everywhere. Especially as it pertains to relationships. Do you understand me? Tonight's topic is a powerful topic, mainly because I have observed this in people for over 25 years of my work. People be in competition. Their pain be in competition with their partner's pain. Do you understand? You need to show up for me in the way that I need you to show up. But because I'm in pain, I don't really have to show up in the way your pain needs to be attended to be administered to. People will prioritize their pain over yours with pastoral thinking. Not with palatial thinking, as the preacher just laid out. They are thinking from a pastoral perspective. From a Oh, Lord, I got to get up and work and do this while I'm going through this. Woe is me. It's always on me. See, when you're in a relationship, you need to understand something. Anything that is meaningful and anything that is hurtful in a relationship is bi-directional. What? So, yes. Yes. Does that mean you can't take time to go and say, let me have some space and grace to go heal myself? Absolutely not. But if you do it without asking, if you do it without consulting, if you do it without honoring your partner and their feeling, it's pastoral thinking. It's saying, my pain deserves more attention than your pain. Guess what? When we go through the hardest times of our lives, what makes it better? When we can reflect back on that person that was there, that made us feel like we weren't alone in it. Sure, all the work you got to do is on you. But when you can look over and get some encouragement, when you can look to the left and see somebody saying, I feel you, I see what you're going through. Is there anything I can do? How can I show up? How can I be of service to you as you're moving through this? See, tonight's topic is going to be one of them ones. Get to your phone lines, 1-800-920-1580. Wound wars. Oh, my goodness. The battle of weathered wounds, a deeper look into the competitive nature of the relationally self-indulgent. Do you know that I'm going to hurt you if you love me? Come, somebody get to the phone line. Where are my organs? Do you know that I'm going to hurt you if you love me? And am I aware that you gonna hurt me if I love you? Come on. Listen now. Your pain does not take precedent over mine. If I love you and I hurt you, guess what? I hurt myself. If I'm not hurt, I am incapable of loving you. Do you understand me? If I hurt you and I don't feel it, and I don't empathize, and I'm not remorseful, and I'm not sorrowful for what I did, I've never loved you. Please understand that. So many people out there, so many folk got it twisted, right? So many folk think attachment is love. So many folk think a good time equals a good partner. But I'm here to tell you now, these wounds are to be unraveled and disempowered in relationship. But you gotta go through it. If you're not gonna go through it, then the pain will remain. Does your pain or unhealed wounds take priority over those of your significant other? Do they take priority over those of your significant other? Is your pain in a silent competition with your significant other? Isn't that what we do when we wash our partner's face in their shortcomings? You should be the last person talking. You've been in a doghouse. Huh? You've been in a doghouse, huh? You should not speak on this situation. Don't we do that? I need you to understand now. If I love you, the hurt I caused you, I caused myself as well. Does the perfect relationship victim exist? 1-800-920-1580. This is a non-judgmental conversation. I want to speak to everybody all over the nation because y'all play too much when it comes to relationships. You don't understand them. And for the people that have been in relationships for a long time tolerating it, just because you got time on your side does not mean you have wisdom on your side. Do you understand me? Just because you stayed together while being broken does not mean you have favor. Time does not equal favor. I'm going to tell you, when you heal, healing is favor. Do you understand? I don't know who is being ministered to tonight. I'm not ordained, but I got something to say. Do you understand? 1-800-920-1580. Does the perfect relationship victim exist? How does the perception of the perfect victim create relationship dissolution factors? Like, we're going to break this down. Huh? We're gonna break it down because guess what? I'm the perfect victim. Huh? I didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing. You did it to me. What if it was done for a higher purpose? Huh? You want to say God moves in mysterious ways. You want to say God is a mystery, but you know this relationship taught you more than any other one that was more comfortable. I don't know who I'm speaking to tonight, but somebody needs to hear it. It's my Friday. It's my Friday. I think I have to stir something up. I got to talk to the folk. The number to dial, 1-800-920-1580. What are weathered wounds, and how do they affect the likelihood of a relationship dissolution and or reconciliation? Is it possible for the ego to convince you that your pain is more important than the relationship itself? Do you know how many people I hear say, you know what, I got to leave this situation because I'm going to go crazy? What if the relationship reflected your crazy back to you for reconciliation? See, you can't reconcile with another until you reconcile with yourself. Maybe you got crazy because you are crazy. And you need to see your crazy up close and personal so you can take some modicum of accountability for it, huh? Yee. And I don't mean like DSM crazy, even though that's out there too. But come on, y'all. Y'all got to do this with me tonight. Why my wounds have to take a back seat to yours? Why are your wounds set atop a pedestal over mine? If we're in a relationship, is it not bi-directional, good, bad, and indifferent? When I come forward, I'm opening the phone lines. I want to talk to everybody. Let's get it.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Stay Housed LA has the resources you need to know your rights and the legal support to back them up. The COVID-19 pandemic has cost people their jobs and livelihoods. This has left an estimated 1/3 of households not being able to make rent and facing losing their homes. This is a fear no one in our community should have to face. You have rights, though, and Stay Housed LA is here to help. Stay Housed LA is a partnership between the County of Los Angeles, the City of Los Angeles, and local community and legal service providers. Together, they provide tenants with the information and support needed to exercise their rights so they can remain safely in their homes. Find out more about your rights by participating in a virtual tenant workshop. Get the legal assistance you need. Find additional resources in Los Angeles County and the City of Los Angeles. Stay connected to Stay Housed LA County for updates. This and more at stayhousedla.org. Stay connected to Stay Housed LA for updates. This and more at stayhousedla.org. That's stayhousedla.org. Or call their hotline at 213-694-0040. We've got your black with a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Helping to broaden your political and moral imagination with our 2024 Climate Justice Campaign. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
We use used to argue about whose turn it was to clean the gutters, but then I had leaf filter gutter protection installed.
Wait, I told you Leaf Filter had free inspections and estimates and a lifetime guarantee.
Meaning we never have to argue about whose turn it is to clean the gutters again.
But I visited leaffilter.com/beacon first.
No, I did.
It doesn't matter who. Visit leaffilter.com/beacon to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off today.
See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Did you know that feeling sluggish or weighed down could be a sign that your digestive system isn't working at its best? Taking Metamucil every day can help. Metamucil fiber powders help promote your daily digestive health using a plant-based fiber called psyllium. The gelling action of this special fiber traps and removes waste, so you can feel lighter and more energetic. Metamucil, promoting digestive health for a better you. Learn more at metamucil.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
The thing no one tells you about periods is that your flow changes every day, and so should your tampon size. Tampax has 5 absorbencies to match your changing flow. If it hurts to remove, go down a size. If it leaks, go up a size. Only Tampax has a leak guard braid to help give you up to 100% leak and odor-free protection. All-day comfort and protection for under $5 a month. Based on average U.S. consumer usage at manufacturer suggested price. However, pricing is at the sole discretion of the retailer. Excludes 8-count packs.
You know you want some more. More. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Lyrics to go. 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 Going on and on to the rhythm variation. Waking in the morning, I'll still represent the nation. When I speak a nation, please don't make the deviation. Rebels of the party who create the drum sensation. Mind is a pit of different information. Microphone is on, so I cause communication. Mogul at the party, then you got the mogulation. Decapitating fools, show as if my name was Jason. Making all the fellas at the party lose composure. Hook up the beat with the mic and it's over. Try to quest me on the run for whatever. Trials and tribulations that we have to endeavor. Brothers know my CeeLo, it's a letter to the better. If you see a shorty that you like, then you sweater. Silly with the microphone, in other words, I'm loco. 6'0" with my high complexion cocoa. Representing on the mic, it seems to be my daily. I could do a split and turn around like Evan Nearly. But when it comes to days like this, I got lyrics to go. Lyrics to go.
I know it's been 2 years, but see, the job was never falling. Would have tried for singing, but that stuff was not my calling. The mic is in effect, so you know I'm never stalling. Walking through the door and all them suckers started hauling.
Have you had an experience that left you wounded in the heart? Does the memory of it still hurt you today? If so, you may be emotionally wounded. Emotional wounds are essentially emotional or psychological trauma, and the effects of these can be damaging to your physical and mental well-being. They can encompass many experiences such as heartbreak, emotional abuse, betrayal, and more. So, here are 7 signs you may be emotionally wounded. Number 1, you get flashbacks. Did you know that many people who have gone through an emotionally traumatic event experience flashbacks afterwards? And there are actually 2 types of flashbacks you might experience: explicit and implicit. Explicit flashbacks are more memory-based and describe the feeling where you find yourself reliving the event all over again. On the other hand, implicit flashbacks are driven more by emotions and feel like an unexplained overreaction or outburst to an emotional trigger. Number 2, you have low self-esteem. Emotional wounds hurt and may make you doubt your self-worth. According to therapist Tracy Hutchinson, it's common for these emotional wounds to involve verbal abuse and insult. Therefore, you may look back at those events and feel small, worthless, or ashamed. Your mind may be processing the event by tearing your self-esteem down to rationalize what happened to you. However, with proper healing, you may be able to process your emotional wounds in a way that doesn't cause you to question your confidence or self-worth. Number 3, you have trouble controlling your emotions. You find yourself getting angry over small things and lashing out unexpectedly? Do you have a hard time quieting your mind at night? These could be signs of an emotional wound, since emotional wounds can make it really hard to regain control over the emotions that have been down.
Now, I need you to listen tonight. We got callers on the line. I'm getting everybody in. How many people you know that say, I need to just end this. I need to go and be with myself, and I need to go on a healing journey and get my stuff together, right? And on the surface, that looks like a very intelligent move, right? But for many people who are grossly afraid of looking at themselves, this becomes a fruitless process. Why? Do you know what's waiting on you? What Pavlov spoke of in psychology, classical conditioning. Oftentimes we go back to the same person we were. And it's easier to do that because now another person and another set of considerations are no longer in place. So we go back to our old conditioning. We go back to our old justifications. We go back to our old intellectualizations. We go back to our old excuses so we can recalibrate ourselves as what we were before we had to expand ourselves to be considerate of others. This is how you know this happens. Because when a person gets back into that relationship or gets into a new relationship and that same issue pops up, how many times you heard somebody say, this is my moment. Let me feel what I need to feel right now. Listen, if the relationship triggered the wound, the relationship is part of the cure. Oh, I know this is counterintuitive to what a lot of psychologists will tell you. Yeah, but it's the relationship. Let me say it another way. Krishnamurti said it perfectly. He said, within the problem lies the solution. But because we weren't taught to figure out the solution in the problem, what do we have? Solitary for a moment. But it's solitary with the old self. See, solitary matters when the self is new. I know y'all not ready for the night. When the self is old, all you're really looking for is comfort. All you're really looking for is satiation. You're not looking for a solution. You're looking for peace. Remember, we talked about this peace. You're looking for quiet, over peace. I just wanted to settle down. I just want to feel good. You remember how Jada Pinkett said, I thought I was helping the young boy, but I wanted to make him feel good, but I also wanted to feel good. We're in pursuit of old needs because we're our old self, even in solitary confinement. The relationship is the mirror that reveals the truth of you. But can you handle it? When we come forward, we're going to talk about it.
Next to go.
Please proceed with caution because the lyricist is fatal. I could kick your little monkey ass like Kato. Formulate your rhymes like a child wants Play-Doh.
He's on fire tonight. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. The University of Michigan's Poverty Solutions is releasing a report that shows home values in Detroit have risen by $3.9 billion since the city declared municipal bankruptcy. The report also shows that Black homeowners saw their housing wealth increase by $2.8 billion. University professor Jeffrey D. Mornoff says from their findings, wealth has increased a lot and fairly equitably. Detroit Mayor Mike Duggan says Detroiters who stayed in the city are seeing benefits in the form of housing wealth. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson's proposed plan to borrow over $1 million to pay for housing and other development has hit a roadblock. The Black mayor's allies delayed a full city council vote on the measure. Mayor Johnson's goal is to borrow $250 million a year through 2028 to fund efforts to expand affordable housing and boost small businesses and nonprofits. A vote now could be held as soon as Friday. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
The Dodgers' first bobblehead giveaway of the 2024 season, Saturday, March 30th at 6:10 p.m. versus the Cardinals. The first 40,000 fans in attendance receive a Freddie Freeman bobblehead presented by Bank of America. For tickets and info, visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
Follow the leader.
KBLA Talk 1580. Follow the leader. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at KBLA 1580.
Follow the leader.
Are you ready?
The station leading the way with exclusive interviews,
Follow the leader.
stimulating conversation, and intellectual discourse that empowers, enlightens, and informs.
Follow the leader.
Follow the leader at KBLA 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Keep following the leader.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
It's time for California Community College's Black Student Success Week. This week-long event, held April 22nd through the 26th, is an opportunity to focus on innovative approaches to ensuring Black and African American students succeed in their educational pursuits. Black Student Success Week 2024, building a better future together. The urgency is now. For more information, visit blackstudentsuccess.com. That's blkstudentsuccess.com.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 believes in community empowerment. LA's 99 neighborhood councils form the grassroots level of the Los Angeles city government. The system was created to connect LA's diverse communities to City Hall. While neighborhood council board members are volunteers, they are also public officials elected to office by the members of their community. Neighborhood councils advocate on issues like homelessness, housing, land use, emergency preparedness, public safety, parks, transportation, and sustainability. They also provide local expertise on the delivery of city services to their various communities. Neighborhood councils are open to participation by anyone who is a part of the fabric of daily life in said community. This includes those who live, work, or own property or a business. If you are interested in stepping up to join your local neighborhood council, visit www.empowerla.org. That's empowerla.org. It's time to think globally, but act locally. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
My ride smells just right, just right, just right, just right.
Y'all gotta try that Febreze car.
Just right, just right, just right. La 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 la. With up to 40 days of consistency. On low Febreze car clips right on your vent. You know my car's my happy place. Keep that smile on my face. When it smells just right, just right, just right. Breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
Watch out! You got me!
The galaxy is safe once again.
In the pretend universe, kids play with pretend guns. In the real world, it's up to us to make sure they don't get their hands on a real gun. If you have a gun in the house, keep it locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
Tax Talk with Straight Talk.
You give and you give. This tax season, you get with Straight Talk Wireless. You get a reliable 5G network and unlimited data and a new Samsung Galaxy A15 for just $99. So you can give your janky phone to your kid. Yeah! Good talk.
Switch to Straight Talk for plans starting as low as $25 a line per month for 4 lines. Find us at Walmart and StraightTalk.com. For network management practices, visit StraightTalk.com. Device offer ends 4/14/24. In-store activation on single Silver Unlimited plan or higher required. Family plan discount with 4 lines all on the Silver Unlimited plan. Taxes and fees apply.
Are you facing an unexpected financial emergency? You need WeFixMoney.com. WeFixMoney.com can help you get up to $3,000 fast. WeFixMoney.com is free to use, available 24/7, and has an A rating with the Better Business Bureau. Go to the name you trust, WeFixMoney.com. If you need emergency cash up to $3,000 for bills or anything else, type WeFixMoney.com directly into your browser. That's WeFixMoney.com.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Yeah, move your body. Inside the party. We about to bring it to you, kid. Like we never ever did. My LG in it. My Shaheed in it. You got the girl Christine in it. Got my man Big G in it. happening. Hey yo, inside the ghetto or in a sunny meadow, I'ma make you move, whether woman or fellow. Yo, I got the medals in the war field of respect. Like an ill, make your body get wet. Just a ghetto child trying to live a straight and narrow, hoping that my to pierce your dome like an arrow. I'm sure it will, especially if it's God's will. MCs, be ready to die, cause I'ma kill all your negative feelings standing on 2 feet. While I make the hotties move to the hip-hop beat. You know it's real a killer, realer than you can imagine. Using every source of pain in my range to make it happen. If I make it happen, that means I'm making motion. And I'm doing my thing, causing an ill commotion. Everybody do the hop, make it smooth like lotion. I lay up in the piece on an incognition. You gotta do the hop. You move to the beat, you don't stop. Now everybody here, you do the hop. You're going up to cop, uptown for a break, don't stop. You got to come back and do the hop.
Has anyone ever called you out for always playing the victim? Or told you that you have a victim personality? Hearing things like this can be upsetting and make us defensive because it's like they're invalidating our feelings and belittling our struggles. But it's important to recognize constructive criticism when we receive it, especially when it comes from someone you trust to have your best interest at heart. So before you dismiss their words altogether, it might be good to take the time to reflect on them first. Licensed therapist Dr. Vicky Botnick defines victim mentality as a state of mind wherein a person identifies themselves as a victim of circumstances or other people, even when untrue. Thus, people with this type of outlook avoid taking responsibility for their own actions and feel that they have no control over what happens to them. With that said, here are 6 signs, according to experts, that victim mentality may be ruining your life. Learned helplessness. People with a victim mentality view themselves as powerless and at the mercy of others, or life in general. The mindset that we're unable to control, impact, or change our circumstances is what is known as learned helplessness. According to licensed clinical psychologist Dr. Karen Gepp, people afflicted with learned helplessness stop trying to overcome the challenges they face and instead resort to blaming everyone else around them for their misfortunes and mistakes. So if you often find yourself complaining all the time whenever something goes wrong, but without reflecting first on the part you may have played, then you may be struggling with a victim mentality. False proof of anger. According to counselor Andrea M. Darcy and therapist Dr. Sherry Jacobson, people who live their life from a victim mindset tend to spend a lot of time suffering in silence and repressing their rage. They are rarely visibly angry, but are convinced that those around them.
Do you know what one of the victims, and I'm talking about somebody with a victimhood mindset, right? Do you know what one of their secret weapons is in order to maintain the victimhood positionality? Comparison. I want you to take it to a deeper spiritual level. Toxic comparison. Your wound is comparing its pain to your partner's pain, and it is creating a concept in the mind of the person that is carrying this wound, right? Creating a concept that says, we matter more. Our pain is unique. Our pain is special. Take it deeper. Could our unhealed wounds exhibit, listen to me, exhibit the behavior of a narcissist? A narcissistic wound that constantly needs supply, right? Acknowledge me. Do you see what I'm saying? Listen, relationships are going to take us to places. But every place relationship takes us isn't for entertainment. Sometimes it's for healing. And healing hurts. Comparison, though common and natural, can have significant negative impacts on your mental health. Oh, I was raised this way. This is how I am. This is what I do. No. You want me to conform to what you do. Your coping mechanism. I can no longer do that. I will not do it. Either you're going to heal or you're going to continue to hurt. You have to make the decision. Within intimate relationships, the echoes of past wounds reverberate, shaping the contours of our present interactions. The concept of wound wars delves into the profound interplay of unhealed traumas and relational dynamics, unveiling a landscape fraught with complexity, self-indulgence, and the quest for healing and growth. Many people don't want to go on the healing and growth quest. They do want to self-indulge themselves and then use the wound as a justification for doing so. Are y'all ready for tonight? I got callers on the line. I want to get them in here. Have you ever pitted your wound against another, a significant other, someone you loved? Have you ever marginalized their wounds while at the same time aggrandizing your own? Have you tried to create a hierarchy of hurt in your relationships? Let's go. Who's been on the line the longest? Sean, Oakland, California. Get in here.
Hey, Brother Zoe. So one of the first things you're talking, this is a great show because I think it can empower people to, really get in there and try to, work through the problems, be a problem solver in your relationship, is that you can get wisdom from all sorts of places. And you need to be open, but not, naive. And what I mean by that is, there's going to be lots of people throwing stuff at you that is, BS. And you got to be able to determine, what is a good source of your information coming at you. The reason why I listen to your show is you give me a good source. So I want to make that clear. But people got to understand that these things are fluid in a relationship, right? You can get your wisdom from all kinds of people. Try to make sure when you're getting the guidance from someone that, they don't have to be old. They just have to have had the experience, because the brain is experience dependent. Okay, I don't want to say older people are wiser, because that's not always true. There's a lot of old people that are not dumb as a post. I'm saying that people, that are, have gotten through a lot of problems and that sort of thing and made their relationship work, that's a good thing. But it is okay to end a relationship if it's just not tenable. Okay, so don't think you have to keep the relationship going for, some weird reason. No, but if you can, the whole thing is owning up to mistakes that you're making, and that hopefully your other half can own up to mistakes they've made, and then you come together and you work towards this process. Because if you want to be together a long time, it's a process, baby.
Yes, sir. Sean from Oakland, California. You brought your city in the building. We appreciate you calling in. Anybody who wants to talk about it, now's the time to do it. Call me, 1-800-920-1580. Join the nationwide non-judgmental discussion on wound wars. Let's go.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
To help combat climate change, LADWP is helping neighborhoods have better access to electric vehicles by awarding nearly $130 million in EV rebates to customers just like you. From big savings on used EVs to building new charging plazas, LADWP is charging ahead to help all Angelinos experience the benefits of EVs. Get rebates of up to $4,000 for a used EV and $1,750 for a charger. Learn more at ladwp.com/EV. That's ladwp.com/EV.
We asked seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up.
Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number to put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone, and should I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement.
Check your statement every month. If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call your Senior Medicare Patrol.
To report Medicare fraud, call the Senior Medicare Patrol at 855-613-7080.
Hey, LA residents, it's planting season and the perfect time to get shade trees growing around your home. LADWP and City Plants are giving every resident up to 7 free trees. That's right, 7 free trees delivered right to your door. Trees are great for the environment, help improve air quality, and can help you save on your bill when you use less air conditioning to stay cool indoors. Learn more at ladwp.com/free trees. That's ladwp.com/free trees.
Around here, we don't believe in victimhood. We believe in raising our voices, amplifying black voices in the climate conversation. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
Ew, gotta get rid of this old Backstreet Boys t-shirt.
Tell me why.
Because it stinks, boys.
Tell me why.
I've washed it so many times, but the odor won't come out.
Tell me why.
No, you tell me why I can't get rid of this odor.
Have you tried Downy Rinse and Refresh? It doesn't just cover up odors, it helps remove them.
Wow, it worked, guys.
Yeah.
Downy Rinse and Refresh removes more odor in one wash than the leading value detergent in 3 washes. Find it wherever you buy laundry products.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking. Now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
You know you want some more. More. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Can I kick it to all the people who can quest like a tribe does? Before this, did you really know what I was? Comprehend to the track force, why? Cause getting mentions on the tip of the vibe buzz. Rock and roll to the beat of the funk fuzz. Wipe your feet really good on the rhythm rug. If you feel the urge to freak, do the jitterbug. Come and spread your arms if you really need a hug. Afrocentric living is a big shrug. A life filled with, that's what I love. A lower plateau is what we're above. If you diss us, we won't even think of. We'll nip of a dog and give a big shove.
My playlist is my co-host. You already know what it is. We're featuring Tribe Called Quest tonight, man. One of the greatest hip-hop groups, ensembles ever put together. Man, just insanely creative. But I'm not even gonna lie. Let me just say this. A lot of people might not agree, but before Outkast came along, for me, Tribe Called Quest was the greatest hip-hop group. But then when Outkast came, I had to give it to Outkast. It was undeniable. As great as Tribe is, Outkast, boy, them boys from down south, man, they put that gumbo stank on hip hop, and it's a, you know, oh man, wow. Oh, go ahead, Andy.
I got an out for you, Zoe.
Yeah.
Where you can pretty much, show love to both.
Yes.
Outkast is the greatest duo of all time. Tribe Called Quest is the greatest group of all time.
Well, Tribe is a duo too. Q-Tip and Fife. Those are your rhymes.
I thought it was other dude.
Jerobi.
That's what I'm saying.
But he was only there for an album.
Okay. All right. For sure.
Nah, we gotta give it to Outkast. Sorry. Just gotta give it to Outkast, man. And Wu-Tang is in there too. Great groups, but nah, Outkast turned it around. My playlist is my co-host, man. I want y'all to vibe with me tonight. We got callers on, and we're talking about wound wars. And underneath this topic, of course, is the seed of comparison, toxic comparison. We're gonna hurt each other, but we do have the capacity to heal each other. And I'm not talking about, because people would you get people who listen to what you say, and if you don't mention something, that's key for them to say, well, what about, again, we're not talking about somebody destroying your spirit, somebody beating on you. We're not talking about intimate terrorism, right? We're not talking about that, right? We're talking about relationships that do, like every relationship is going to have some issues, that's going to have some problems, right? And sometimes we don't show up in the way our partner may need us. We cannot use that against our partner. We cannot compare our wounds to their wounds. Their wounds have their own process of healing, which may look totally different from ours. The roots of comparison lie in our innate need for social connection or relational connection and validation. We are wired to seek acceptance and approval from others, making it natural for us to assess our worth based on the achievements, possessions, and appearances of those around us. Unfortunately, this often leads to an unending cycle of dissatisfaction, as there will always be someone seemingly better in certain aspects of life. Now take that to a psychological past hurt level, a wound level, where there ain't nothing you can do that will satiate this wound's appetite. Anything that is fed to a wound that's coming from the outside in, the wound will never get full off of it. It might taste good, it might feel good in the moment, but the wound will never be satiated. The wound will never be satisfied. The wound can only be satisfied from within. I know you guys are not ready for this tonight. Our wounds, look at it. Look at what I'm saying. Think of the notion here. My wound is in competition with yours, to the point where I don't have capacity to be empathetic for you and what's going on with you. Right? Who cares for the caregiver? Right? How do you support your supporter, your support system? Many people only care about receiving care. They don't know how to give it back. They say, well, I don't have it right now. Wait, well, when you get a little bit, can you share that? If you get a crust of bread, can you break me off a piece of the corner? Not the whole piece, but a piece of it. Oh, man, that's how good relationships heal. Many people can't heal up close and personal, right? Because they've never had the tools to understand that when we hurt each other, it's an opportunity. When we misunderstand each other, it's an opportunity. We come to the limits of what's in our toolbox. Oh, man. Heavy topic. Here we go. We got callers on the line. Let's get them in here. Nazarene X been on the longest. Get in here.
This is crazy.
This crazy tonight.
For real, man. Even to that last point where you're talking about, it reminded me again of the African proverb, just flat out, just says a parasite cannot live alone. So sometimes when it comes to like these sources of nutrition or what have you, like whatever's feeding it, if you can identify it as something wrong, 10 times out of 9, you gotta detox, like put more in your system that is great for you. Again, it's something about attention that I feel like is really important too. Because if you know that you might have a problem, that's one thing. But again, some of us are just operating with these little worms in our body and our psyche, you know, in our hearts, and they just go on berserk. So sometimes that can be a delicate balance when, as a partner, as someone with compassion, by nature, I feel like we would want to just feed into, quote unquote, whatever we feel like would be the solution. But that's, you know, just with growth, sometimes we got to kind of step back and learn when to pick our battles or keep our hands off, because the larger thing is that, again, I just take it back to spiritual warfare. It's a war going on regardless. So if we've taken our minds and our walk and our stories and chosen to line up with one another, it's just weird to me how we can't identify that you and I are not necessarily the problem. It's like, again, just removing, I don't even know what the words are, but we just got to remove ourselves from the so-called situation and just lead with your heart to, like, look, you know what? This ain't even about the flesh. This might not even be about me. But sometimes it comes with drawing these hard lines in the sand, whereas you can communicate as best and as effectively as you can, but you got to maintain self-respect. And if your so-called partner is at war against you, when y'all supposed to be at war against this world that's against us, we already, you know what I'm saying, we out of step right here. So one of the last things that we want is I don't want to revert back to my quote-unquote old ways, because in a way, I feel like I've learned how to weaponize my wisdom in a way. Feeling that way, it's like, but that's not for my girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to keep my eyes set on the real enemy here. And sometimes it can be within. Like, there are times in my past where I know that I wasn't as quick to bite my tongue, but that also came from coming up in a way where I felt like my voice was vital or my voice didn't matter. So once I found that my voice actually does matter to me enough, everybody going to get that smoke. It's never going to be a point where it's like, I can't use my voice, whether somebody else hear me or not. I talk smack to my demons now.
That's right.
To
That's
maintain
right.
order type of thing. So it's like, prayerfully, baby girl ain't the problem. You know what I'm saying? And if she feel like I am, then, you know, Hakuna Matata, sweetheart. Like, you know, love is love. It's just, as I step back and draw that line, though, don't put your head over this fence, because the dragon's still here.
Man, let me tell you what you just did, brother. You just brought Atlanta in the build. The A
Let's
is
go.
in the building.
Another thing.
Nazarene X. Listen, if you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me, 1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, the second hour of the VOR.
Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Well, I'm going. Go on, then. Can I kick it? To my tribe that flows in layers. Right now, Fife is a point sayer. At times, I'm a studio conveyor. Mr. Dinkins, would you please be my mayor? You'll be doing us a really big favor. Boy, this track really has a lot of flavor. When it comes to rhythms, Christ is your savior.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black